For somebody out there, you've been searching for a very long time, a decent, budget-friendly monitor, I've got something for you. This is the Acer 27-inch monitor. I found this monitor and I felt like this is exactly what some of you out there are actually looking for. It doesn't matter what you want to do with this monitor. I'm aware a lot of people on this channel are gamers. You play games, not a problem. But there are still a lot of people that actually need very decent monitors for their home office, for their schooling, for just their everyday task. This is exactly why I'm actually making this video, to show you that, look, if you want a good monitor, you don't have to break the budget. You don't have to break the bank. There is pretty much a decent monitor that you can actually go right now and buy for yourself. I'm talking about tomorrow. I'm talking about today. And it's going for very, very cheap. Look at this monitor. It's all wide. You've got a lot of screen real estate to do exactly what you want to do. If you have this kind of monitor, you pretty much do not need to have a second monitor. It's so wide. For those of you that actually have problem working with one small 22 inches monitor, this is exactly what you need. If you have this, you can pretty much forget about having a second monitor. I do a lot of editing, so I can pretty much relate to the fact that yes, sometimes you really need a wide screen just like this to do your editing tasks, especially when you work with Premiere Pro. It doesn't matter the editing program you work with. I pretty much edit this video and every other video you see on my channel using Premiere Pro, and sometimes it's just a hassle to have two monitors. So if you have a wide screen monitor like this, then you are pretty much set for whatever task you want to do. This monitor is so robust. I can't even attempt to lift it with one hand. And when I do lift it, it tells on my muscles because it's very robust. It's not the kind of lightweight monitors that you see out there, all promising a lot of frame rates. This is one decent monitor that was made by a decent company. Acer is not a lightweight when it comes to the manufacturing of monitors, and they have been around for a very, very long time. This particular monitor has very decent finishing. If you look at it, you pretty much cannot even tell where the bezel is and where the screen is. Everything is super crisp. It's not all black like it shows. The standard, which is right here, is actually, I think, grayish, which kind of puts a contrast between the colors, which is you have a dark frame and then you have a grayish standard. This is pretty much standard designs and decent designs for monitors. And if you look at this monitor in itself, if you go behind it, I'm just trying to tilt it so that you can actually see what I'm talking about. It's got a HDMI port, a display port, a VGA port, and the beautiful thing is that you can actually plug in your PS or your Xbox on this monitor. Not only that, the monitor has got an internal speaker. There was a video I made on this channel and the particular monitor in question didn't have loudspeakers, and this was the question I kept getting over and over and again. Everybody wanting to know if this monitor had loudspeakers. So apparently this is a feature that a lot of you in search of budget-friendly monitors are actually watching out for, which is a monitor that actually has internal speakers. I really don't know why it's so important, because I personally do not use my monitors with my internal speakers, because it doesn't matter how beautiful the internal speakers would be, it still cannot compare to the kind of sound you get from an external speaker. So I just either use my headphones, especially when I'm editing a lot of videos, or I just use an external speaker. But apparently for some people, this is a make or break thing. It's just not going to be possible for these people to buy this kind of monitor and then expect that it doesn't have an internal speaker. But this problem has been pretty much destroyed because Acer, being a very decent company, actually figured out that a lot of people really do need internal speakers, and on this particular monitor they have pretty much inbuilt internal speakers on this monitor. If you look right behind the monitor, there are very decent and friendly buttons right here. Not a lot, because there are some monitors you see, you just keep seeing buttons that you really don't know which one to press on, but this is, you just have 1, 2, 3, 4 decent small buttons and just a joystick behind it. Everything looking so soft, and if you press it, you hear this click sound that tells you that yes, you have initiated a command on the button. Because there are some monitors also, you press it, nothing happens, so you just keep pressing and pressing, and if you're not careful, you keep pressing until you eventually destroy your monitor. This is not just a joke. I have seen it before where you keep pressing on these keys and nothing seems to happen. This is beautiful. I personally like it. If not that I already have a super great monitor that I'm using, I'll pretty much just keep this for myself. But you guys asked for it and I'm showing it to you that look, a monitor doesn't have to be super expensive. With just some decent searching around, you can actually get yourself a very beautiful monitor that can actually do its job when it comes to gaming, when it comes to your office work, normally surfing the internet, and so on and so forth. This monitor in itself is 75 Hz, has a resolution of 2560 by 1440, and has an IPS panel, a HDMI port, as well as a display port like I said earlier. Beautiful thing is that it has a lot of movement possibility. You can actually push it downwards like that. You can actually raise it up depending on how high you want your monitor to be. Not only that, it can actually go into either the portrait or the landscape mode. This is the monitor being in the portrait mode, depending on whatever you are doing. And if you want to keep it in the classical mode, which is the landscape, you've got it. Every kind of movement. Not only that, you also have the swivel movement on this monitor. Believe me guys, when I say this, for this price point, for this resolution, for this number of movements that this monitor has, and for a 27 inches display, I believe you cannot get a cheaper, solidly branded monitor like this one. So you want to give it a try. I'm going to be leaving a link in the description below where you can actually get it, because I know the question you might be asking right now is that, but here, Hardware Money, we've talked about this monitor. Now we really do think that this is the monitor that we need. This is the monitor that's going to save us from spending a lot of money on monitors. Where do we get these monitors? I'm going to be leaving a link in the description of this video, basically where you can actually go ahead and take advantage of the good price that this monitor has to offer and just buy one for yourself, because I know you will definitely thank me later. If this video has helped you, you know what we do on this channel. We like and we subscribe. Subscribe to the channel, like the videos, share the videos with somebody out there looking to buy a decent monitor. Until I see you again in the next one, peace.